Hello, my name is Kevin Antosh, and over the last 15 years, I've literally worked with thousands of retail stores and museums across the United States to help them find, the best point of sale solution for their business. And part of this is I've traveled and conducted point of sale workshop presentations at conferences, expos, and even also at small business development and small business success centers across the United States. So I'm taking some excerpts from the presentations because they can go kind of long. Probably wouldn't hold your attention through a YouTube video. So I'm taking excerpts, and what this video will cover specifically are some buying tips for point of sale specific to vendor and purchase options. So pretty quick outline. We're looking at payment options and then vendor options and some very important gotchas that have been learned over the last 15 years. So purchase options are pretty straightforward. You can do an outright purchase. Obviously, that has the highest upfront cost because you would possibly have to come up with as much as about $12,000, depending on which point of sale system you're looking at. But the advantage is that you own everything. So it's kind of like if you paid cash for a house or a car. Uh, Another popular option is looking at leasing or funding options. So monthly payments, a little easier to budget for, a little easier to handle, and you generally own everything in about 36 to 60 months. And that's kind of like if you took out a car loan or bought a house using a mortgage. Another option, and this is more so for the systems where you pay a monthly subscription fee. And what folks like about these is even though you never actually own anything, these monthly fees are very budget friendly. You're talking, depending on the solution, anywhere from $50 to about $180 a month. And keep in mind that monthly fee includes everything like your updates to the software program or the app, as well as support. Another key thing to keep in mind is when we're dealing with a system that has a monthly fee versus a system that has initial purchase price, even the systems with initial purchase prices, like the NCR Counterpoints and the Retail Pros and the Microsoft RMS solutions, still have ongoing fees for the software maintenance. Software maintenance is what allows you to get updates and revisions to the software. So even with an outright purchase, you could still be looking at anywhere from $30 to $200 a month in ongoing fees. So vendor selection. As you kind of narrow down or seek help for your point of sale needs, make sure that the business that you're working with has references for other businesses in your area that are using the solution that you're considering. Make sure that the vendor is able to provide a complete solution, meaning the software, the app, the hardware, the peripherals like cash drawers and barcode scanners and receipt printers, installation and training and ongoing support. There should be not just someone doing this on the side, but a complete point of sale solution provider. And the reason for that is things can happen related to what I call the blame game. That's one vendor blaming the other for problems. And I'll touch on that in just a little bit later here. Make sure that the vendor is providing what you need, to your comfort level, meaning that how much you need for training, installation, and ongoing support. That kind of carries through to the next point of provides what you need for IT services. When I work with folks, some are very tech savvy. Others, the pride and joy is the business, the product or the service that they're offering. They don't care about virus scans and backing up the software and stuff like that. So they would rather have a point of sale company take care of that for a nominal fee. Again, scale that to what you're comfortable with. Very key, very critical, is make sure they have extended hours of support. I've never heard of a retail business that's just open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. So the place that's providing a point of sale system should not just be open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. You know, Murphy's Law will say that if something's going to break, like the receipt printer is going to stop working, it's going to happen at 5:01 on a Friday. And, that's something that's critical to your business. So make sure that they have that support available, on evenings and weekends. Make sure they have multiple different solutions, not just one point of sale solution. Unless they have a point of sale solution that's targeted towards your vertical, meaning they've designed something, if you're a pet store, it's specific to pet stores. If you're a garden center, it's specific to garden center, apparel, specific to apparel, museum, specific to museum, et cetera, et cetera. If you are looking at a mobile solution, which is a point of sale solution that runs on a tablet or smartphone, see if they offer a free trial. Most folks do. I've looked at especially Bindo and NCR and Clover, and that lends some credibility to their solution if they're willing to let you try it for free. Very critical. Make sure that the vendor lets you pick and choose a merchant services company. And I've got a different video I'll be working on that covers why that's so important, but in a nutshell, Intuit with QuickBooks and now First Data with Clover and HarborTouch, they force you to use them for credit card processing, which is merchant services. And what I found is folks end up paying about 0.5% higher than the going rate for merchant services. If you add that up over the course of the 5 years, that equates to several $1,000s in extra fees you are paying. Plus, you're locked in. And who wants to be in that position? Merchant services competitive. We get phone calls and merchant services salespeople calling or stopping in our stores pretty much weekly, if not daily. So you should be able to pick and choose and change who you're using for merchant services so you're not overpaying. And then make sure they provide a way for you to have access to all your information should you ever want to switch or choose a different point of sale solution. So the blame game thing, there's two things. One is if you go off on your own and decide, I'm going to get the computer or tablet from here and the barcode scanner and receipt printer and cash drawer from this place and the software, the app from this company, well, what happens is you don't have one source for support. So if something breaks, one company is going to blame the other, and you're going to be stuck in the middle trying to be an IT person when you're trying to run a business. Don't go the cheap route. I know it sounds blunt, but I've seen people try it, and they come back begging for help because something's not working and they can't get the support they need to get everything to work correctly. So blunt advice, but very honest, very real, and comes from seeing it firsthand. That kind of touched on my top gotcha on this slide here is, again, I can't stress enough, is purchase everything point of sale related from one source. Some other things you can do to make sure you don't fall into these gotchas is, take the time to learn the system, whether it be formalized training, online training, videos. Think of the folks whose VCR or DVR still blinks 12. If they took a few minutes to read the manual, they'd know how to set the clock and then use other functions. If you don't invest time to fully use everything that your point of sale system can do, you're basically going to end up with a very expensive cash register. Another thing to consider is long term. Where is your business going over the next 5 to 7 years? Are you adding locations? Things like that. Make sure that you're not over or under buying, that the system should scale or grow to accommodate your business. And there again, I can't stress enough the not purchasing a solution that forces you to use a specific company for merchant services. Again, merchant services relates to the fees paid for processing debit and credit cards. I've met with folks who have fallen into this. And again, it's very realistic that even a small retail store will be spending up to, $1,000+ a year in extra fees because again, they're locked in to one company for merchant services. So that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. If there's anything else I can do, if you need some general questions related to point of sale answered, free advice, or you want me to conduct the workshop presentation at your event, again, my name is Kevin Antosh. Cell number is 208-340-5632. You can email me at kevinantosh@gmail.com, or you can also visit my blog site, which has point of sale reviews, tips and tricks, more buying advice, and just kind of trying to be a catch-all, but very basic, mind you, blog site related to specialty point of sale solutions. And that's retailpospondering.blogspot.com. Thank you.